So let's watch this video about 3 secret stocks that could 10x your portfolio, and we're going to rank them from strong buy to strong sell and see what we think about these 3 secret stocks. They're going to 10x your portfolio.
Wall Street Insiders quietly accumulated 3 stocks that most retail investors have never even heard of.
And the conversation I had with him was something like, Tom, I just bought this stock. I just went long this stock and I've never heard of it before. He's like, no big deal. I was like, what do you mean no big deal? He said, I do that all the time. I don't need to know anything about the company. As long as the price is moving up, which is how you're going to get paid, doesn't matter what the stock is. But a lot of people love the story of the stock. I am not one of those people. But if it's a stock you've never heard of, that doesn't automatically make it bad, because you're not going to get paid unless the price is moving up. Like Apple right here, you've heard of Apple and it's moving up, right? You've heard of Celsius and it's moving down, okay? The name recognition, the story doesn't mean all that much. Really, all that matters is the price moving in your direction? Let's continue on.
We're talking about the Uranium royalty company that just hit new yearly highs, a precious metal miner with 127% profit growth. Yes, you heard that right. And a beauty,
which means absolutely nothing, by the way,
stock that's already up 28%, while everyone else is obsessing over the latest AI tech stock. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why these...
I didn't say this. I'm not allowed to say this. I got a cease and desist letter. I didn't say this, but you might have said it. You might have said it in the chat. I don't know. You might just happen to like spam the chat with that. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
These 3 sectors could be the secret weapon your portfolio has been missing. So grab yourself a cup of something and pull up your trading app and let's dive into some serious opportunities. I'm Felix Preen. This is Winston back there. And I used to be an investment banker before I got sick of watching retail investors get the scraps while institutions feast on the best opportunities. That's why I founded Goat Academy. We now have taught over 20,000 people, teaching them the same strategies that the pros use. I'm also the co-founder of Trade Mission, where we track exactly what the smart money is doing. And first is the Uranium Royalty Corporation. Ticker symbol is UROY. I've got the chart.
All right, let's go to UROY. Actually, before we get into that, let's start with the S&P 500. So on the Outlier 9, which we have found mathematically proven to be one of the highest percentage return strategies out there, we don't have the Outlier 9 set up even on the market, because we have the trend of the market, a bullish trend. We do have the buy signal, but breadth is getting worse. It's continuing to get worse. It is going down further and further and further. And we just talked about this before the video started, but the number of stocks in the S&P 500, the average fear and greed score, has been moving more and more and more towards fear. However, the price of the market's going up and the fear and greed of the market's going up. Now, what is that disconnect right there? So that disconnect is telling us that most of the stocks are getting more fearful, but only a handful of stocks are getting more greedy. And those handful are the big Magnificent Seven that everybody's aware of. Because of this overperformance by a small number of stocks that are the largest stocks in the market cap weighted index, it's causing the market to move up. Breadth is going down hard and fast. This is a very, very weak trend. And in fact, let me pull up the S&P 500 map again. Let's go to 1 week performance. You can see right here, Apple, Oracle, Palantir, these guys right here are really driving the market, and even Tesla. The rest of the market doesn't really stand out all that much. The rest of the market's not doing all that big a deal, but it's Apple, this big dude right here, one of the biggest stocks in the entire market, up 8% in a week. That's what's causing the market to look like it is on fire. But what we see under the surface is a market that's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And that discrepancy there gives me a ton of concern. Now, going back to the S&P 500, right? If you were to look at all 9 on any stock out there, it's not going to be there because breadth is weak. But what was it again? UROY. Now, we covered 2,600 of the most liquid stocks out there, and it looks like UROY, double check I didn't spell it wrong, is not one of them. But that's okay, because by October 9th, we're loading another 2,000 stocks into the platform with buy and sell signals. 2,000 more stocks in the next couple of weeks. And then we're loading every stock in the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. So an additional 5,000 to 6,000 are coming into the platform, and 2,000 of those will have the buy and sell signals. But yeah, that divergence must eventually lead to a convergence, and we just don't know when.
On the screen here for you from Trade Vision, so UROY is the ticker. And maybe you think uranium is some boring commodity play. Well, let me out. We're in the middle of what I call the uranium renaissance. And
let's go to the UROI chart real quick. UROI. Holy moly. Freaking $4 stock. So I am quite the snob. When I see penny stocks like this, I am not interested whatsoever. But by all means, let's listen to this.
This company is positioned like no other to profit from it. What most people don't understand is every country on Earth is scrambling to hit their, climate goals. That's still a thing in 2025. And that's a pretty fat pen, isn't it? I think we could probably use a slightly less fat version of that, the Ozempic pen. So nuclear energy is not only scalable, it is carbon free, and France figured this out 70 years ago. 70% of their power is nuclear. Now, everybody else is kind of catching up, and there is a massive supply shortage in uranium. Why? Well, do you remember Fukushima? There's a Fukushima, a Japanese reactor that blew up. And after that, people stopped investing in uranium. You have Kazakhstan, which produces 40% of the world's uranium. Well, they've got...
This is like very likely to happen, because who gives a flying flip about any of this? Is the stock moving? Hell yeah, it is. This is in a big, beautiful, bullish trend, but it does have some huge overhead resistance up here. How far back do we have to go? So giant overhead resistance, starting around $5.06. How old is this order block right here? This outlier block is 1,405 days old. So like, let's call it 4 years old at least. The people who invested in this, in fact, we watched a video yesterday and he described how an investor would feel. Now imagine, how would you feel had you invested in this stock back when it was $5 in 2021, right? Probably thought you were a genius. And then, oh man, right? And then it takes ages to come back. This is, in fact, let's do stage analysis here. Let me give me just a moment here to pull up my PowerPoint. We're not going to go through all of Felix's mumbo jumbo as far as like uranium, Fukushima, I don't give a Fukushima. All right, so this is what the market cycle looks like. Stage 1 is down here. This is the consolidation phase. Stage 2, this is the big, beautiful uptrend that people love, right? This is where people feel like geniuses. Stage 3 is a topping pattern that's super easy to see when the moving averages start crossing back over. You'll know, you as outliers will know well ahead of time when this is happening for anyone else. And stage 4 is this huge movement down. Now, this was stage 1. This was stage 2. This was stage 3, right here where the moving averages are crossing over. And then stage 4 has been, back down. And it looks like we finally, after years of being in stage 1 again, are starting a new stage 2 run right here. Okay. So if you are interested in UROY stock, by all means, you do you. Follow your trading plan. Don't get suckered into anything. Don't get FOMO'd into any moves like this. Okay. Yeah. Super exciting to see a stock that's up 23% in a day. But if you don't have a plan, you are going to lose your ass on this. It is just a fact. Just a fact. Because a lot of people are way back here thinking exactly this by Mr. Soho. Finally, I can get out. Finally, I can get out. So this is, if we're doing Lambos or food stamps here, this is Lambos because it's definitely working. It's in definitely a stage 2 uptrend. I give no Fukushimas about the story about this story. I give no Fukushimas about the story of this stock. But I do see a giant amount of overhead resistance just up ahead. So if you are interested in UROY, just take it easy, right? Just take it easy. Because honestly, I don't know if this is even going to materialize any further than this. But you know what? If it does, it does. And that's fine. Have a plan, follow that plan. I can't listen to this anymore. Let's go to the next stock.
Hope so. And most investors, American
SBS.
investors, certainly never
SBSW.
heard of it. But you might want to be paying attention because they're sitting at the center of the biggest commodity revolution we've seen in decades. What have we got? We've got EVs, right? Those electric vehicles. We've got renewable energy, if I could spell renewable, right? And as the world is going electric, we also have solar, we have wind, right? What do they need?
Okay. Let's go to SBSW. Let's see if we cover it. SBSW. Oh yeah, we do cover it. Cool. So this is not going to fit OVTLYR 9 right away. This sector is the materials sector. The materials sector, fear and greed, is abating, moving more towards more towards fear, and more sell signals coming through. This has 6 of 9. The stock itself got a buy signal on September 9th and actually is performing really, really well. It is getting more and more greedy, which is what you want to see. And then it looks like we might be out of SBSW might be in the clear of any OVTLYR blocks on top of it. Yeah. Actually, this one looks great, right? Now, why does it look great? Does that have anything to do with EVs? Does that have anything to do with solar? Does that have anything to do with wind? Does that have anything to do with any of these stories? Not to me. Not to me at all. What does it have to do with? It has to do with the fact that people are engaged, people are buying it, and they may have those stories. They may have their reasons for buying it. They may even have bought it because Felix said so. But you have a trading plan. You are different. And you're looking at this objectively and you're saying, okay, you know what? The market isn't quite there. The sector isn't quite there. However, the stock has a lot going for it. 40% of the move is due to the market. 30% is due to the sector. And only 30% is due to the stock itself. So if it had all those tailwinds behind it, it could be up even more bigger, even more huger. But let's take a look over here, right? Let's look at maybe some stock news, right? Stillwater diversity strategy pays off. South African gold and platinum miner up 150% year to date. But what if sanctions end? It's more than a gold miner, and I'm long because of it, etc. In my opinion, in my professional opinion, this would fall right in weak buy to me. Weak buy. 6 out of 9. Chart looks great. It doesn't have the sector. It doesn't have the market for it. But I mean, don't stress about this kind of stuff, right? We've watched other YouTubers who they want to analyze through all the fundamentals. They want to analyze through all this other stuff, right? But you're not going to get paid on the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals come out 4 times a year. So they're 99% of the days. Price doesn't matter? No, price is everything. Price is everything. But I don't want you to have to concern yourself with having to dig and research and analyze and come up with all of these reasons to justify your purchases when you can just say, you know what, based on the data that I have available, based on what I can see on the chart, based on the fact that it has a 10 over 20 price over 50, this is a bullish trend. I could be interested in this if this fits your plan. If it fits your plan. Let's go on to the next one. I don't want to just skip through these. I know I did this before once with a Jeremy video, and people were like, but don't you want to hear Jeremy's opinions? No. I give no flying monkey donkeys about it. I give no Fukushimas about it. However, let's go on to this last one here. New Skin, NUS, N-U-S. I almost feel like I'm talking about something you buy at the Adam and Eve store, the New Skin. Ooh, that sounds dirty. All right, so New Skin looks like a food stamp all day to me. Sell signal is in a bullish trend, but like legitimately, it's 3 of 9. This is a strong sell to me all day, every day. It's getting worse looking at fear and greed. It's getting worse looking at the sector. It's getting worse looking at sector breadth. Dude, this is one I would stay away from in US. But you know what? Keep in mind, price will pay. But for me, this is one I wouldn't be buying New Skin with your money. I wouldn't. But Albertone does have a great point. We are building a new feature, which is really cool, that actually is quantifiable on the news. It's going to show you how many news stories there are So when you can see when the excitement's building, it'll show you how many are positive, neutral, and negative, and you can see how that chart changes over time. And if you are a news trader, you're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it. So let's keep a look at this. Let's see.
Now, some of you might know this business and you might be screaming, hang on, isn't this some sort of MLM business, multi-layer marketing type thing? Well, why is this thing up? And let me explain that to you. Why is this thing up since April 127%? And why, if it were to regain all-time highs, it would be up something like another 700%? First, let's talk about the industry. That's what I always do. The global beauty.
So, yeah, I'm not interested in learning anything more about this. And you know what, Mr. Eagleland Scully, I appreciate the comment. Instead of trolling the guy, you should really try to take your own direction and show your viewers all the different stocks there are to invest in. There are millions of stocks to invest in, my friend. And in fact, in the afternoon live streams that are invitation only for members of OVTLYR, I even go through my plan every single day, the same plan that I'll be using next year to win the US Investing Championship. And I will go head to head with Felix anytime he wants to compete. Put your money where your mouth is, my friend. And of course, right now, there's nothing to buy. And here's the thing. I don't want you to feel like you need to go buy anything. In fact, I would say right now, which I've already talked about, I wouldn't be buying anything. Number one, the trend is good on the market. The signal's good on the market, but breadth is getting weaker and weaker. I don't know how much more I can explain that. Okay. And then we look over here on the different sectors, the tech sector, the communication sector, the industrial sector, and utility sector. Only those 4 out of 11 sectors even have bullish breadth. Now, let's go over to the tech sector. Right? There you go. Tech sector actually looks pretty darn good. Tech sector looks pretty darn good. You've got more uptrends today, less downtrends, and you've got a bullish crossover on market breadth. So in the tech sector, that looks great. In fact, let's go one step further. Let's go one step further. Oh, how do you get the invite? First, it's in the Discord. It's always in the Discord. And second, we send out a daily email with market updates. You can just scroll down to the bottom of that email and you'll get the links right there. Let's go to here. Let's go tick off all of them and just go to the tech sector. And let's apply filter. And I mean, yeah, it's not looking great. All of these are showing red on the OVTLYR channels because of the market. On the full stock has zero. And we want to have it at least at 1. If it's at 1 or 2, then we'd be interested in buying. So you could look at one like Arlo, by all means, or Nvidia. When did that come through? Nvidia got a buy signal today. All right. So we got a buy signal here. And look at this, 8 of 9. 8 of 9 on Nvidia. So Nvidia looks really, really strong. Looks super duper strong. The only thing that's holding Nvidia back is the breadth. Let's go look at Nvidia real quick. All right, Nvidia looks strong AF. I don't know when the trading view is going to load. If it's going to load, I don't know how long we're going to give it to take. There it goes. Hang on. Wait, come for it. Come through it. Come on, you got this. Anytime today. Good gravy. Does anybody else's trading view get super slow like this? Anyway. Okay, of the 3 stocks that Felix talks about, Nuss, New Skin, I'm not touching that one. There's no way you could get me. I wouldn't be buying it even with your money. SBSW, that one looked a lot better. I don't remember exact. Let's go back to it real quick. That one looked better. But it doesn't have all of the sector moving in its direction. And then the last one we didn't have in OVTLYR, so I can't really give any feedback on that one on UROY. Just keep in mind that UROY. This reminds me a lot of the 50-80 rule. 50% of the time, a stock like this can fall by 80%. And 80% of the time, it can fall by at least 50%. And because of that, you got to be really, really careful and know exactly where you're going to get out. Because a lot of people are going to get into the stock, they're going to get FOMO'd into it, and then they're going to lose their shirts, and it's going to super suck for them. So listen, if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, head over to OVTLYR.com and click on one of these two videos and have a fantastic day. We'll talk soon.